Kwong versus United States is a recent United States Court of Federal Claims decision that may open the door to potential refunds of IRS penalties and interest that was assessed during the COVID-19 pandemic. This could be for any amount from, let's say, $100 to $1 million or more. So this is quite a substantial amount for the IRS to potentially have to refund to taxpayers. In this case, a federal court ruled that federal tax deadlines were automatically pushed back for the entire COVID-19 pandemic. For COVID-19, a federal disaster declaration was in effect from January 20th of 2020 through May 11th of 2023. 60 additional days extended the period to July 10th of 2023 for tax purposes. So, taxpayers' tax filings for 2019 through 2022 fell within this time period. So, what does this mean for taxpayers? Potentially an automatic 3-year extension to file and pay their taxes was actually in place. Instead of the short extension the IRS previously offered to taxpayers, the court found that the law required a continuous automatic pause on deadlines for over the 3-year period. No penalties or interest should have been charged to taxpayers during this period. Because the deadlines were legally paused, the IRS may have had no legal right to charge late filing or late payment penalties or interest during that entire time period. What that means is a huge refund opportunity exists for many taxpayers. If you paid penalties or interest for any tax deadline that fell within those dates, you might be eligible for a refund or removal of penalties and interest assessed by the IRS. Important to remember that this is a trial-level court decision that the government is expected to appeal, so the final outcome is not yet certain, but there is a deadline to act. In most cases, the IRS does not issue refunds or abate tax assessed but not yet paid unless a taxpayer files a claim. To potentially get this money back, taxpayers need to file a claim by July 10th of 2026 unless the IRS decides to issue these refunds without taxpayer action. This is not likely, but failing to act by the filing deadline would likely render any taxpayer's future claim invalid. So meeting the July 10th filing deadline is really important. Here's how you can check to see whether you qualify for a refund and file a claim. You should review your tax records and IRS account transcripts through your individual online account on the IRS website. You can analyze your account activity during the 2020 to 2023 timeframe to verify whether any penalties or interest were charged. Remember, this likely includes your 2019 to 2022 tax filings, as they were normally due during this period. So who's eligible for a Kwong-related refund? Eligibility under Kwong is actually quite wide. Individuals and entities, including businesses and nonprofits whose tax obligations were due between January 20th of 2020 to July 10th of 2023. Because COVID was a nationwide disaster, nearly all U.S. taxpayers meet the qualified taxpayer geographic requirement. Taxpayers whose original due date preceded January 20th may still have relief arguments for the portion of interest and penalties that accrued within the disaster period. Other penalties, such as estimated tax penalties and certain information return penalties, may also be eligible for proactive protective claims. So how can CryptoTaxAudit help you? Our firm provides IRS audit representation and resolution services for taxpayers at an affordable cost through a service called Tax Shield Full Defense. We actively monitor our clients' IRS accounts and analyze their records to determine any penalty and interest payments that may qualify due to this ruling. Our members are also covered for most issues they would encounter with the IRS, potential audits, IRS debt resolution services, and more. So how can you get started with Tax Shield Full Defense? So new clients wanting to utilize our expertise in IRS resolution services for the Kwong-related penalty and interest penalty waiver pay a one-time upfront fee of $979 plus our normal membership rate of $89 a month. They'll need to maintain their membership until the case is resolved and the refunds are processed. All other membership benefits are also included. You can find a complete listing of this on our website. If you have questions about the Kwong case and how you might qualify, you can schedule a consultation with one of our enrolled agents who have expertise in representing taxpayers before the IRS for audit and resolution services such as this. It's important to remember you need to act fast. You'll need to sign up soon so we can prepare the claims before the deadline. New memberships must be purchased by May 31st to guarantee we can assist you. We'll be filing an IRS Form 2848 on your behalf, which is a power of attorney and authorizes us to represent you in front of the IRS.